Hey everybody, it's Jasmine, and today I'm bringing you guys my review on the brand new Makeup Revolution Mood skincare line. Now, they launched 3 different lines for your skin. Now, I here have stressed, angry, and thirsty. I have been using everything here for a little over a month now, and I feel like I've accumulated enough information for you guys to tell you guys the key differences between each of the lines. Now let's go ahead and get started to the first line that I dived into when I was doing my testing phase. Now I was really excited for Thirsty because I was entering winter and my skin just needed an extra boost of hydration. So I thought, okay, I think out of all the moods that they have to offer, I think this is the one that I'm going to like. And I'm going to be upfront and honest, this is the one that I liked the least out of everything. I want to also note that everything in this collection is vegan and cruelty free, and everything in here also contains cannabis sativa oil. So I want to go ahead and start off with the Thirsty cleanser. Now this is their Quenching Cleansing Cream, and when I am using cleansing creams, I expect it to actually take off a lot of my base makeup because I feel like it's almost like it's a solvent to my base makeup. So when I was using this, I realized it wasn't actually breaking through my foundation, so I had to cleanse my face at least 4 times for it to really clean itself. And even with the 4 pumps, I felt like if I went in with my cellar water, I still had makeup on my skin. So I felt like out of this collection and in general, this was not my favorite thing to use at all because I felt like at the end of it, my face felt like I still had a layer of cream on my face and my face was clogged. In general, if you do have dry skin, it is important to use a cream cleanser because it doesn't strip the skin of its natural moisture. However, in general, this one isn't my favorite, and in the drugstore, they actually carry the Pacifica Coconut Milk Cream to Foam Face Wash. This is 10 times better than the Makeup Revolution one. It still ranges around the same price point. This one retails for $11, and I believe this one retails for about maybe $13. So you still are paying around the same price point, and it's way better. In the line, they also carry a serum, and this one is their Quenching Skin Booster. Now, this is supposed to just give your skin a boost of hydration. However, I feel like it doesn't go deep enough into the skin, and especially with me and my skin in winter, I feel like I'm very particular about my moisturizers because I want it to go deep down into my skin and really hydrate it and not feel like my skin's asking for more. And usually, if my skin's asking for more, then I'll go in with a facial oil. And even with this, it didn't do enough, especially compared to the other ones that are in this line as well. So I feel like if you were going to get something else in the drugstore, I mean, Makeup Revolution has a whole skincare line, and they have way better serums in their regular skincare line and not just the Mood line. So it's a little strange to me that this one didn't do as well as their other products that they already have in their line. For the longest time on my channel, I have told you guys that gel creams are my absolute favorite because it works well on all skin types and it's water-based, so it doesn't clog the pores, and if you're just getting started with moisturizers, it's a great place to start. However, this is just not it. This whole entire line is just a little lackluster to me. Like, I feel like it could have just gone a step forward. This is great if you just started getting into skincare, you don't want anything too fussy. It's great, but I think for me, because I am so particular about my moisturizers and about my moisture in my skin, this one just did not exceed any expectations for me. And it is still great, but at the end of it, I just did not feel like it did my skin any justice. And for some odd reason with this line in particular, it did make me break out, and I want to associate that especially with the cleanser because I felt like it was clogging my pores, so then I just got acne. Now, to complete the Thirsty line, they included an overnight mask. Now, these are great, especially when you just need an instant boost of hydration. I think that this was the saving grace to the entire collection because it did help, it did work, but at the end of the day, I only felt like it was kind of like a moisturizer. Now this one is a gel mask, so it is still water-based and it won't clog the pores. And this has an uncanny smell of laundry detergent, and it's really strong. Now, all of these have fragrances to them. If you are sensitive to fragrances, then I really don't think that the Mood collection is right for you. But all in all, I do think that the one thing that's great in the Thirsty line is the overnight mask. So if you are really eyeing this particular collection, definitely get this. It's only $11, and the whole entire line really retails around $11. I think the highest one priced is the boosters. These are $14. So still pretty inexpensive, and they are sold at Ulta, so if you really do want to use your coupons, you are able to. After I finished using up the Thirsty line, I went ahead and transitioned into the Angry line, which is to help soothe the skin. Now, I started with the cleanser, which is my personal favorite out of all of the cleansers because I feel like it actually works, and it's kind of what I'm looking for, and I have fallen in love. So this is a gel cleanser, and it's different between both of these cleansers because this is actually water-based. So I think that this is great for removing makeup. I did feel like I did have to double cleanse, but it's way better than washing my face 4 times. I did find that when I used this and I had really extreme waterproof makeup on, it needed an additional help, but honestly that is to be expected, especially if you are using a full face of just waterproof and long wearing makeup. But if you're just wearing, you know, your everyday makeup, then this has no issues removing it at all. Next in line is the booster. Now this line is actually supposed to help with reducing tightness of the skin and to help combat any acne. Now this was actually a great place for me to start after the Thirsty line because I did get acne from it. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. And I felt like when I was using the booster, I was thinking to myself, this has a really strong scent, but I can't put my finger on it. And it just smells like straight up grass. Like, you know that smell when you're just walking to school and then they just freshly cut the grass and then you're just like, I don't know, like it kind of smells a little gross and disgusting. That's kind of like how this smells. And to be quite honest, although it worked really well into hydrate my skin, I just felt like the smell was really off-putting and a little disgusting. The moisture cream itself was a little bit better than the Thirsty cream because I felt like this was lighter weight, but it sank in deeper into the skin. So I felt like my skin was hydrated for a longer period of time. And I feel like no matter what your skin type is, whether you are dry, normal, or oily, I think that this is the line that I want to recommend you guys in because it kind of just does the job, and it also helps prevent any acne. And I feel like anybody who just suffers through acne just really needs a preventative measure. So I think that this is great. I think if you are not thrown off by any grassy smelling items, then this is definitely the line to look into. Now, similar to the Thirsty mask, this one is also a gel mask. To be quite honest, I did not feel a difference. I think the only difference was the smell and the color. The Thirsty one is a little bit more darker blue, and then the Angry one is a little bit more of like a sky blue. Other than the color and the smell, the feeling and texture on the skin was the absolute same, which I don't know, it just doesn't feel anything special to me. It just felt like I just had an additional hydrating overnight mask in my collection. And although this does claim to be an overnight mask, it does say that you can use it morning and night, which I personally would not recommend using any overnight mask in the daytime because it's meant to actually create a veil over your skin. And if you use it and you're not washing your face, you do have the risk of just clogging your pores because of that veil. And it just kind of defeats the whole purpose, especially if this is meant to target your acne. Now the last line in this collection is the Stress line, and it's supposed to help replenish and calm the skin. Now the cleanser that's included in this line is an oil cleanser, so this is actually going to really help just melt away that makeup, and I feel like this is one of the best oil cleansers I have ever tried because it actually rinses off with water. So you guys know that oil and water don't really mix, and there's a lot of times where I have tried an oil cleanser and it just would not come off. So what I would do in my routine is I would use the oil cleanser first, first, and then I would go into the Angry cleanser to just do that double cleanse, and I'm honestly ready to just hit the hay, and it's just really nice. I really do like the conjunction of both of the cleansers together because I just think it meshes in really well with each other, and I appreciate the fact that I can actually go into the drugstore now and find an oil cleanser that actually works on the skin. For the oil cleanser itself, it does say that you could use it morning and night, and to be quite honest, unless you are just so parched and so dry, I don't recommend using an oil cleanser in the morning, because the whole reason that you do wash your face in the morning is to just get off that extra layer of dirt and debris that you have on your face from sleeping. So your skin regenerates itself from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. and that's when your skin cell generation is at its peak. So you're pretty much just rinsing off the dead skin in the morning. So to use an oil cleanser, I feel like it's not that effective. But I mean, unless you're super dry, like I said, then go for it. Other than that, I probably would not recommend it. Just like the Angry Booster, the Stress Booster has the same exact claims. It's supposed to help fight blemishes, and it's also supposed to calm the skin and hydrate it as well. And the only key difference between this booster and the other boosters is that you cannot use this in direct sunlight. In my defense, I feel like you should be wearing SPF every day in your skincare routine anyways. So it's not a problem for me to, you know, wear sunscreen every day, but that is a no, especially if you are going to be using this. I don't know if it's just a certain ingredient in here that's just more susceptible to the UV rays, but just a matter of caution, you are supposed to be using this with SPF if you are using it in the morning. These two also feel the exact same on the skin. I think the only difference is, again, the scent. Now, the Stress line smells like lotion. If you have a scent preference, then choose between the two. They pretty much work the same. The Calming Moisture Cream definitely has a little bit more thickness to it. So I feel like compared to the other two moisture creams, I feel like this one just felt the most hydrating, and I felt like it stayed on the skin a lot longer because of the thickness. So comparing itself to the other ones, you know, you had the Thirsty that was a little bit more of like a water gel. Then you transitioned into the Angry, which was the most lightweight. And then this one definitely has a texture very similar to, I want to say like maybe like a Touch and Soul type of feeling, but I feel like Touch and Soul has like more of a step up in terms of moisture content is concerned. But this definitely does the job, and I feel like this is one of the best feeling moisturizers because it does have that thickness and it does feel like it's staying on the skin a lot longer. Now, to wrap up this stress line, I wanted to go ahead and talk about the mask. Now, this is another overnight mask, but instead of it being like an actual gel, it actually looks more of like a lotion, but it does still claim to be a gel moisturizer. However, I feel like this one is still a lot more moisturizing than the other two. Like I said, the other two were pretty much the exact same. The only difference was the scent. This one actually felt like a lotion on the skin, and it felt a little bit more hydrating because it was a little bit thicker. So it's kind of similar to the lotion in that aspect. This was probably like the best overnight mask compared to the other two. So with that all being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed my comparison of all three lines in the Mood collection. I hope that my insights were helpful, and if I had anything else that I missed, I will have it in the description box as always. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye! Peace out, Girl Scouts.